Welcome to Soulful Wellness. The Soulful community is a space to embrace living well your way. No trends, diets, or one-size-fits-all advice here. You're unique, so why would your wellness journey be any different?
For those of you who are new, welcome. We're Kaelynn and Kit, certified health and wellness coaches and BFFs who met at Georgetown University in 2019.
We've seen some things, like a painful gut health transformation, leaving toxic relationships, healing career burnout. Through discovering and reconnecting with our authentic selves, we're finally living well. Now we're here to support your personal transformation.
Join us every Thursday for a real, relatable, and multi-generational wellness conversation. We are in awe of the personal transformations we've witnessed in the Soulful Society and can't wait to see where this takes us all next. Welcome.
As you can probably hear in our voices, both of us are sick right now.
We're both sick. We have not been in the same room as each other.
We just have the same wavelength at all times.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're just like vibing the sick thing at the same time.
we're vibing a low frequency right now. No. We are resting. So we figured that you wouldn't want to hear our less than ideal voices for a full 30 minutes this week.
Right.
So we've pulled out a really solid episode from the archives. This has been proven to be a really popular episode. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I forget, what has been said, what are the specific tools. So I feel like it can always be utilized and re-listened to again to remind you, especially if you might be going through a period of change right now. So in today's episode, we discuss 5 ways your brain tells you that it's time to make a change. We talk about what they feel like, what they mean, and most importantly, what you can do to be healthier, happier, and feel better about your life.
Enjoy listening, and we'll be back next week sounding like ourselves.
Fingers crossed.
Today, we're talking signs it's time to level up your life.
In today's episode, we discuss 5 ways your brain tells you it's time to make a change. We talk about what they feel like, what they mean, and most importantly, what you can do to be healthier, happier, and feel better about your life. Let's dive into our 5 signs it's time to make a change to level up your life.
Let's do it.
Sign number 1. You keep thinking, I really need to ...
So this is a really important one, right? Because this is allowing yourself to tap in to your intuition. So if you keep thinking, I really need to change jobs, I really need to break up with this person, I really need to move, I really need to XYZ, doesn't matter what part of your wellness wheel or what part of your life it is, this is coming up for a reason. These repetitive thoughts, these feelings, listen to your intuition. I know it's easier said than done, but they're coming up consistently for a reason.
The natural inclination is to be dismissive of it because change is hard.
Mm-hmm.
You need action, and getting the action started is challenging. Sometimes, even when you're in an unhappy, unsatisfying situation, it's easier just to keep going on that path just for now. You tell yourself, just for now, This isn't the time. Like, I know that needs to happen. Yeah, I'm going to get to that. But, and then you have these excuses, and the excuses are valid. They're true. You're too busy to look for a new job because you're just swamped. But it's not going away.
This is a hard one. Yeah.
Part of the problem is my whole theory about push versus pull that I've talked about a little bit in other episodes. So our regular listeners, this will sound familiar. I have this working theory that pull forces are somehow stronger than push forces when it's time to make a change that directly impacts your wellness. It's almost like it's just a push force at this point because you're dissatisfied with the current situation, but you don't know what the new situation is going to be. So there's nothing that's actually drawing you to it. So if you have the pull situation, like a job offer, or you met somebody new you're kind of bonding with, that's pulling you. And somehow that's a stronger impetus to change force. So this, I really need to, when it's just getting out of the bad situation, sometimes you can be in that place for a really long time.
Yes.
That's not great for your wellness.
Absolutely. The examples that come to mind the most for those one that lasts the longest would be the job and the relationship. You can really stay in an unsatisfying situation for a long time because you keep telling yourself, just for now, or I'll get to it eventually. I completely agree, Kit, with that pull versus push. So what can we do to give ourselves that push if the pull isn't occurring?
You need to create the pull for yourself. You have to find it, and that's going to take time and that's going to take effort. But let's take the job situation because I think that's so relatable to so many people. Everything about your job doesn't suck. Just some pretty pivotal parts suck. You focus on, well, there is this good thing. I do like this good thing. Make a list of those good things. You can find those good things in another job. You also have the list of the things that suck that you'd like to never have to do again, deal with again, see again.
Right.
Find a job where you get a lot of your good things that are keeping you. They're like the magnets in your current situation. And not so many of the, I'd love to never, ever, ever do this again things on your list.
Okay, so what I'm hearing from you, Kit, to be able to get clear, to create that own pull for yourself is lay it out, put it in front of you, get it on paper, type it out, and enable yourself to be able to see clearer.
Yes, get clear.
Another tip for this would be get an outside perspective, right? Get that coach, that therapist, that friend you can confide in to maybe tell you the things that you don't want to hear, or to maybe help put a magnifying glass on your situation, to help you look at it from a different angle. In that case, you can start to create that pull by being able to realize, wow, this is no longer serving me to a detrimental point where my wellness is suffering.
Yes.
So I think that that's extremely helpful. I've had a therapist tell me, you know what, you keep bringing this up about, for the job, for example, I keep hearing you say this. It's helpful to have someone right on the other side, even a good friend, tell you, you've brought this up a little bit. I feel like you're at your edge. You're at, the point. It could be time to make a change. So getting that outside perspective, writing it down, take a look at it for yourself. So I love that idea, Kit. Make the pros and cons list. If you're trying to switch jobs, there's probably going to be a lot of cons that aren't worth it. And then you can start taking those baby steps to make a change.
We all know the perfect situation doesn't exist, but that's not a reason not to get out of a bad situation. You can find a situation that is so much better for you and your overall well-being.
The last tip I'll give here is while you're in that journal, flip to an open page and put down your dreams, what you want, what you desire, and what you deserve.
If that ideal situation were to ever exist, what would it look like?
Get clear.
And that'll help you get something closer, much closer to that than what you currently have, because you deserve it. Number 2, you're unhappy at least once a day, every day.
I feel like this relates to the first sign in the sense of like there is a gaping hole in your wellness wheel if you are unhappy at least once a day, because it keeps coming back to you at the core are unhappy with something in your life.
Yes.
Every single part of your wellness wheel is vital to your happiness and to your vitality and to your well-being.
You just made me picture this in a way I haven't pictured it before. Your wellness wheel, you don't get to add up all the parts and divide by the number of parts and find an average happiness. When one piece of the wheel is out of sync, the rest can be at a solid, let's say, 8 out of 10. But when one area is at a 2 out of 10, that doesn't just bring your average down to a 7. The way that feels in your body, in your heart, it brings everything down to like a 3 or a 4.
Right. And let's take the relationship. We'll use that as the next example. That is a huge part of your life, right? I mean, huge. And relationships,
it's pervasive,
are so important to our functioning and our well-being. And every human deserves to feel loved and supported and safe. If you have gotten to the point where you're realizing, I need to make a change, this relationship is no longer serving me, that's a part of your wellness wheel. If that's at a 2 out of 10, you're probably not sleeping well. You're probably really experiencing a lot of anxiety.
It's distracting you from work and from other relationships that were going well. But how can you be truly present in these other areas of your life when this one area is dominating your thoughts and emotions at all times?
Yeah.
So pay attention to that. Act upon that signal your body's clearly sending you that something needs to change.
And if you need more clarity on why am I upset at least once a day, that's a great opportunity to get introspective. That's a great opportunity to practice mindfulness meditation because you can observe your thoughts. Where do my thoughts keep going, right? It's not about being perfect in meditation. It's about being aware of thought patterns and trying to bring yourself back to center.
At a certain point, it becomes really obvious. Like, oh my God, I need to get a new job.
Yeah.
This unhappy at least once a day, every day signal, I feel like is especially important early in the process because you might need to dig into what's causing this. What's the trigger that gets me to this point every day? And once again, the earlier you can get on this, the less entrenched you are. So
the easier it is to dig out.
Right.
Funny you use the word entrenched. I was thinking dig. Yeah. Yeah.
So you're not as deep in, still not easy to get out, but less challenging than it will be if you sit on it for months or even years. Been there, done that. Sign number 3 that it's really time to make a change. Your motivation is gone.
So I read a quote the other day, and actually NPR posted it to their social media about the fact that motivation, if you're not feeling it and you're feeling quote unquote lazy, let's say, that is a sign and a signal. That is not a personality trait. That is not a negative thing about you. That's telling you something. If you're feeling lazy, if you're feeling unmotivated, it is a sign that something is not in alignment in your life. That's really important.
If you are just going through the motions of every day, but you're not feeling it, you're not feeling the joy, you're not feeling the enthusiasm, you're not feeling the happiness, this is your one and only shot at living your life. There are no do-overs. So if you spend a week feeling like that, or a month feeling like that, or a year feeling like that, you don't get a do-over. That time is gone. You deserve more than being a figure going through the schedule of your life.
You definitely deserve more than that. And I do want to clarify that this is such a normal human experience to go through weeks, months, maybe years of not feeling motivated. And that's okay. Just acknowledge and be aware that that's just a signal. Okay, something needs to change. It's time to level up. I'm not feeling myself. I'm not feeling what I'm doing.
That's such an important point to include in the episode, Kaelynn, because I'll remind our listeners, when Kaelynn and I plan these episodes, they come from our own personal experiences.
We are right there with you.
We spend extensive time just chatting with each other about life, reflecting on things, what's coming up for us. And that's where each episode's seed idea comes from. And then when we are really feeling one of them, because it's poignant in some particular way at that time for us or someone we care about in our lives, we're like, let's dig in. And we reflect back. So when we came up with these 5 signs are from us. We're sounding now probably like, oh, we have this all figured out. Let us tell you how to fix it. But we've lived this. And I can say I've put myself through sticking out really not okay situations for far too long because of all the things we're talking about now. And you tell yourself, just keep going. You'll deal with this later. You'll fix it later. And then only with time and distance do you get the perspective to look back and be like, frankly, what the fuck was I thinking? When did I
How did I get to this point?
To keep putting myself through that.
I know. It's so bad. I get to the point where my body starts breaking down and is like screaming at me. So that is a fun lesson that I'm also relearning again.
Right.
I'm like, why do I wait till my body is screaming? You need a change.
Yeah. So utmost empathy, if you're relating to these as we're saying them, we get that it's so much harder than we're making it sound when we're like, just get clear and move in the path to where you want to go. But
just
that
like
really,
make a change.
really actually is the answer. So with utmost empathy, number 4, you're craving alone time.
I think this is also a really good sign that you're ready to level up. When you start to crave that alone time, you can acknowledge, okay, I'm getting something here. Like I'm going places. I'm getting started to make a change. I'm getting started on this journey because as we talk about a lot, alone time is the key to so much growth. It's the key to getting to know yourself, getting comfortable with yourself. I love it. I love this one.
This isn't just, I need a moment to myself. This is that intense, Jesus. No one email me. No one call me. No one freaking text me for 10 minutes. Can I just have 10 consecutive minutes of peaceful time to myself?
Yeah.
No one need me.
Yeah.
No one want me. No one need to ask me something. Just 10 minutes. Seriously, can I get 10 minutes to the point where you're doing things like going and hiding in the bathroom because nobody can contact you in there? That's a sign your brain is giving you that you need space and time to work through something.
Yeah. I like how we both thought of this in different ways. I was thinking about it as like, I just want to go inward and spend time alone. But no, you make such a valid point, Kit. You're talking about the situation where you're just so pissed off. You're so over it that you're like, nobody talk to me.
Yeah.
I need time. Yeah, for real.
Nobody need me. Stop needing me. I want to help you, but I've got nothing left to give at this point. I just want some quiet.
Yeah.
You find yourself turning off the lights in your office and hoping people think you're out so you can just be alone for a moment.
Oh God, I've been feeling that a lot lately. Yeah. It's a sign. It's a sign you're ready to level up. Something needs to change. And the only way to get started on the path to change is honestly to do the work by yourself. I mean, I'm not saying don't have help, obviously, but I'm saying a lot of it comes from that alone time.
Heed the signals. They're coming to you for a reason. You can quash them down. You can say, shh, not now. I'll get to you later. But honestly, they're going to keep coming up. So take action.
You know, we also talked about this, I'm pretty sure, on our spiritual episode on spiritual awakening, spiritual wellness. I experience more spirituality when I'm alone. Just the ability to be able to surrender a little bit more, trust, get in touch with yourself, and just let go of all the bullshit around you. Yeah, take a break.
That quiet time for your brain, that quiet time for your soul. Sign number 5. You have a vision for your future, but it's hazy.
It's a sign you're ready to level up. You're getting clear on what you want, what you deserve, what you're worthy of, which, by the way, is everything.
This is one where you need to dig in for clarity. You find yourself saying things like, I want a job where? But what this job is, you don't really know. You want to find a partner who, and it's vague, I want a partner who treats me well. What does that mean to you? What is a partner who treats you well? What are the qualities? What are the characteristics? What does treating you well look like?
You want this person to be kind, loyal, committed, but you don't know how you're going to meet them. You don't know when they're going to come into your life. Get really clear on this one.
Yep, go on.
That is my favorite tool for finding your person. Not to put too much pressure on it, but really to find that person, get so clear on the qualities of this partner that you're looking for. Kindness, okay, how do they exhibit kindness? They're a family person, how do they exemplify that? You want to do which activities? List out the activities. How are they in their emotional maturity? Get so specific on who this person is. They will come into your life as soon as you let go of how you're going to find them or where or when. But all you can do in your control is getting clear on the qualities of this person. Very specific. I promise they exist in this world today and they are walking around somewhere waiting to find you. The universe just needs those clear lists and those clear desires from you.
We've talked about doing a whole episode just on this particular topic, Soulful Society. If you'd like to hear a whole episode on this topic, we are so happy to do it for you. Kaelynn lived it and is now engaged to a fantastic right person for her. I had the pleasure of a delightful evening last night with the two of them, and seeing them together is so heartwarming. It was so fun. It was just the most perfect evening we had out together. And just to see the joy Kaelynn brings to JC and JC brings to Kaelynn fills your soul.
Oh, soulful.
Yes.
Yeah, we had so much fun last night, Kit. Good times, girl. Good times.
Beautiful,
Sushi
beautiful
and wine.
evening out. Yeah.
Yeah, it was so much fun. Yeah, and so let us know. DM us if you want us to do a soulful search of your soul mate.
Yes.
You see what I did there?
I
little
love
soulful
it.
episode. Yeah.
I love it. It's alliteration and play on words. Brilliant.
Love it. So a clear vision of your future is a sign, but you're not sure how to get there. Like, let's say, for example, what we're using is the example of finding your lifelong partner. Mm-hmm. And you're clear that you want, let's say you want marriage and you want kids and you want a family, and you're clear of that, and you're not so sure how that's going to happen. That's okay. I'm here to tell you the relieving truth that is, you don't have to know how, you don't have to know when or where. But this is another signal that you're getting on your right path and that your brain is telling you you are worthy of this.
And ready for it. It's also getting yourself ready. Whether it's for your forever relationship, whether it's for that new job that's going to challenge and enthuse you, whether it's for a new workout plan that's going to take your body to the next level. Any area of your wellness wheel that you're feeling is out of sync now, if you can focus on that, get clarity on where you want to be. Who are you at the end of that goal? And then you start living as that person, which, spoiler alert, is one of the steps in Kaelynn's plan to meet your forever other, is you focus on you. Who are you in this relationship? Who are you once you meet this person? Start living that person's life. Start going the places that person goes. Start engaging in the activities that person engages in, because that's where this other person is hanging out too. He's not going to change once he meets you and do all your things. You're not going to change when you meet him and do all his things. So start doing the things and going to the places, and you're going to find each other.
Two halves do not make a whole in a relationship. I know the math is backwards, you guys. It's two wholes equals a whole. When you are two whole people.
Two whole make one happier whole.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
beautiful.
That's the value added. It's like the extra goes to the happiness.
So we've got a couple questions for you to ask. So you're at this point, right? Maybe you've identified with some of the 5 signs we just went over that you're ready to level up. But here are some questions to ask yourself if you would like some further prompts for reflection. If you knew the answer would be yes, what would you do with your life? It's a good way to continue to get clear about yourself, finding out what lights you up inside, finding out what makes you feel most like yourself, which is sort of the pattern that's weaving through all of these signs that you're ready to level up. And another one I'll ask is, how do you show up for yourself? Write down a list of what you love.
If you can't think of several things right out of the gate, there's another sign. I'll make that our 6th sign that you need to make a change. You should be able to rattle off a few right out of the gate.
Mm-hmm. And you're worthy of all of your dreams. It's true. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, or please leave us a review. Thank you so much for showing up every week. You're the reason why we do this. Till next week, you beautiful people. Peace, love, and light.
Peace, love, and light.
The Soulful of Wellness hosts are certified health and wellness coaches. This podcast is intended to inform and entertain listeners on their wellness journey. This podcast is meant to enhance, not replace, listeners' care from doctors, therapists, or other medical providers.
If you haven't already, please do us a huge favor and hit that plus button if you're on Apple Podcasts to follow us, which is the new subscribe, as well as following us on Spotify or whichever app that you use to listen to your podcasts. Please also give us a little rating and review, or tell a friend about Soulful of Wellness so that they can get their dose of weekly wellness.